Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Blue Maxima and I'm here checking out Laser Disco Defenders. This game came out in Europe a couple of days ago, but this is a US review copy because apparently the US version had a technical problem that pushed it back a week. So by the time you see this video, this game will be out in a couple of days, and I believe it'll be $5 for people on PlayStation Plus when it launches, but the base price is $10. So there you go. Let's have a quick look around. There's a couple of cutscenes that tell you the story, but honestly, the text in them goes by so slow, I'd be sitting here forever, so I'm not gonna make you watch those. We do indeed have online leaderboards, and unfortunately I'm not ranked in any of them because I need to actually finish the story mode in order to get on those. Can I see any of the leaderboards though? Apparently not. Alright. If we go to the options, we can switch to the L and the R input. Now, as far as I'm aware, the L button doesn't actually do anything. I've been playing for an hour, I've unlocked a bunch of things, but not everything, and pressing L does nothing, so I don't understand why they couldn't just have L and R both be shoot, but whatever. Maybe there is something that's here that I haven't gotten to yet. You can change your language, you can change your audio, you can change how much the screen shakes, and you can reset your save game. Don't know why you would, but it's there if you want it. So, I don't even know why the tutorial is here, honestly. You could have just put it in the story mode as like the first time through the level, but let's go play the story mode. Because that's all there is. You don't get the endless mode until you beat the story mode, as far as I can tell. You can pick one of 4 characters, but the only difference between them is that the more to the right you go, the faster they get and the less health they have. I've just been playing as Mr. Baker because this game is actually pretty difficult. So, the more health I have, the better. You can get different items to work with that do different things, so I'm just going to stick with what I've got on right now, which is the base set. But you can get different kinds of lasers, and you can get a visor, which lets you aim better, but there's really no point, because being protected from a hit is much more valuable. So let's get started. This is probably the quickest I've ever gone into a game from starting a video, but anyway, this is Laser Disco Defenders. You move around with the left stick, and you look around and you fire with the right stick. And the idea is you have to basically clear out every enemy on the level and then leave via the portal. That's pretty simple, isn't it? I'm gonna guess there's about 15 caves in this game. The furthest I've got is cave 7, so there's a fair bit of stuff to be done here. The main gimmick of this game, if you couldn't tell already, is that whenever you shoot a laser, it stays in the level. And when it stays in the level, it bounces off the walls. So every shot you fire is going to cause problems for you in one form or another. Because as you can see, what the hell does... Oh, it's probably that mine detonating in my face because god damn it. So as you can see, your bullets bouncing around will eventually cause you a lot of problems. Because they'll just continue bouncing forever. So if you fire off 100 something shots, every single one of those shots can come back to bite you on the ass. Also, annoyingly, the game is sort of gravity based. You move downwards if you aren't moving in any particular direction. This might be the most frustrating thing about the game for me, because you can't just stay in one spot. You have to be constantly moving, otherwise you're just going to be moving downwards. And it is very hard to control your movement because the gravity grabs you pretty much immediately. There's no wait time, there's no nothing like that. It's literally just, if you let go of the analog stick, you will start falling downwards immediately. And it's actually really hard to control. It's extremely hard to get used to, especially when you've got things like this you have to worry about that fire lasers, and you just have to be constantly just tapping up on the left analog stick in order to hover in place. It's honestly really frustrating to work with. Like, when I started playing this game, I was amused by the concept, and I understood the idea of... I managed to get hit there, because of course I did. I understand the idea of having to add difficulty to the movement, but... man, just the rate and speed of which you fall down, just the fact that there's absolutely no delay in your falling, and Jesus Christ, I cannot hit shots to save my life in this game. Probably because when you start falling downwards, it doesn't affect where you're, well, it does affect where you're aiming. It drags your aim down along with you. So, I mean, this is the obvious thing you'd expect to happen, right? But at the same time, it means that a shot, if you let go of the analog stick for a quarter of a second before you fire off your shot will go somewhere different. It will not hit the enemy you're trying to hit. So, as you can see, I'm having a terrible time trying to hit this one fucking enemy because I'm constantly being dragged downwards. It is my main problem with this game. I understand the concept, but it's so frustrating just how fast it feels the need to pull you down. What hit me? What the fuck hit me? This is a problem I've been having too. I swear, I'm getting hit by absolutely fucking nothing. Man, I have no idea what the hell just happened there. But anyway, at the end of a mission, well, at the end of a game, I should say, you get a bunch of missions to do. However, I've only been playing for an hour and I'm out of missions already. Not to mention that the game wants me to reach a score of 100,000 and I'm barely reaching 10,000. So I don't know how the bloody hell it expects me to reach 100,000. Seems like I'd have to be way too good at the game for that or equip the shades which give you double points. But yeah, I'll swap to a couple other things and try and show off another kind of style. I can't even imagine playing this game as one of the other characters because it's just so hard to avoid getting hit, even when you're just firing the absolute minimum amount of lasers possible. And yeah, I can't hit shit with the fast lasers, so you have to fire off a fair few of them to get anything done. What hit me there? What was that? I have no fucking clue. There are these crystals that are also hanging around on the walls too. So, if you don't shoot the crystals, you will fall into them and you'll get hurt. That's the entire point of them being there. So, you can't let go of the analog stick because you'll start falling. And if you're falling too fast, you'll run into the ground and you'll most likely run into a single crystal that you couldn't have taken out because you couldn't have seen it because the screen view is actually relatively small. And it moves around a lot when you move the analog stick. I like the idea of them having, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't mind the idea of the screen moving with your viewpoint, but at the same time, you don't have that much of the screen on screen. Like, a mini-map would do wonders here. Some kind of mini-map would be fantastic. There are also some technical bugs with this game as well, like the V-Sync is terrible on some levels. It'll just start tearing down the screen and it's extremely noticeable. It's quite distracting. Not pleasant at all. Also of note is that bullets can actually get stuck like endlessly rebounding on corners. That's really frustrating too. And they can also exit the level, just seemingly at random. Like if they bounce just right off, if they bounce just right off an angle, they'll go straight out of the level and you won't see them again. Some might call that a blessing in disguise, but I call that a technical bug. There's also not that much here, if you think about it. I mean, sure, there are items to unlock and things to get and stuff like that, and this story mode, there is an end, and I imagine there is like a boss or something. And there are some ways the game keeps things interesting, like there are... Christ almighty. There are items that do things... Well, there are enemies that do interesting things, like there's an enemy you can only hit from behind, for example. But there really isn't that much here. There's no other modes, the other characters don't do anything particularly interesting other than just, you know, be faster and weaker. It just doesn't seem to have that much going for it. In that sense. Ow. Not... God damn it. I'll try playing a faster character, but I'll probably die pretty much instantly, because that's just the way I do things, isn't it? See, there's not that much in the way of variety either, so I don't really know. I don't want to come back to this game. I've been playing it for an hour and I'm already sick of it, if you want me to be perfectly honest. It just seems like... God damn it. That was my fault, but this character is a lot faster than I'm used to, because I don't play the low health characters, for fairly obvious reasons. I just find myself getting more and more frustrated as time goes on with this game, honestly. I mean, it's not a bad concept, but it just seems deliberately designed to piss me off in pretty much every imaginable way. Let me get down to that before. I mean, this girl's even more annoying because she... When they fall so fast and when you try and overcorrect, you overcorrect... Well, when you try and correct, not overcorrect. When you try and correct, you overcorrect even more because you move faster by default. So you might end up just blundering straight into a goddamn thing. Into a bullet. I guess most of my problems with this game would be gone if I didn't just fall down constantly, if I could just stay where I was. Like, I don't mind the idea of the crystals, it's just that... See, there goes a bullet outside the screen right there. I don't mind the idea of the crystals, it's just with this constant need to overcorrect yourself, it's actually really tiring. Your thumb starts hurting if you play this in too long a session. Ow. Thought I would fall faster than that, but I guess not. The music and just the general style is okay, but I would appreciate a bit more variety in the visual look. Like, this purple tends to get annoying real quick. Just fire a bunch of bullets out that way. It's not like I'm gonna live very long. I've only got... What the hell just hit me there? I have no idea. But yeah, that was a quick look at Laser Disco Defenders. I'm not impressed. I'm honestly extremely frustrated, and there's not that much variety. The port isn't very good. I mean, it's made in Unity, so I'm not too surprised. But yeah, the port's not very good, and it just doesn't have very much longevity outside of score attacking on the endless mode, which would get very repetitive very quickly. So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it. Not at 5, not at 10. I don't know. Yeah, just not impressed at all, honestly. It's a shame. It had an interesting concept, but it just kind of threw it out the window. So, you know, can't help but be disappointed at that. This has been Blue Maxima, and I'll see you all next time.